Zach Detmore here with another video about organization, and today I'm talking about something near and dear to my heart, and that's tile layout, grout spacing, and grout color. And specifically, how to get it right the first time, because it gets screwed up more often than I'd like to admit. I've had very competent designers lay out where the tile's supposed to start and the orientation on their plans, and had installers do it incorrectly. I've personally had layouts been given to me and misunderstood them or made assumptions in my mind about how the tile should be laid out and done the opposite of what the designer had envisioned. And that's why I made this little sheet. So I'm going to pop it up here and scoot over a bit, and you can go download this sheet at detmore.com/resources if you would like it, but I would encourage you to make your own because your work might be a little different than mine was. But basically, what it is the name of the room, the location in the room. So if it's a bathroom, for example, you might have common floor, shower walls, etc. What the tile is, what the layout is. You could draw the pattern if it's something outrageous. And then grout manufacturer. I'm a big Mapei guy. I have found their grout to be the most reliable, but you do you. Grout spacing. So at the shooting of this video, people are pushing those tighter grout joints. That's why I don't have 1/2 inch up there, but you could add those in if you do a lot of commercial work or whatever. It's important with grout spacing that you set the client's expectation, because I've had so many designers and clients complain to me, oh, the grout spacing is bigger than I thought it would be, because they see the tile without grout, and because it's black negative space, it looks smaller than when you fill that joint up, and it's sort of maybe if the tile has a curvature on it, like a lot of them do, the grout's spilling over the edge of it, which makes it look effectively wider, even though the spacer itself is only a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch. So the grout joint looks bigger, and they complain about that. So it's important to set the expectation for that. The grout color, the grout type, so is it sanded, unsanded, epoxy? Why this is important is at least it's going to let your team know what they need to prepare for, because a epoxy grout is going to set up the workflow a little different than a traditional sanded grout would. You would need a whole kit of stuff and releases and to make sure you have everything for that. And then on the back of this form, I would typically have a color chart of all the Mapei grouts that we typically use. So the point of this is just to try and set your team up for success. If you're going to have a conversation with the client, the designer, whatever, just have the sheet in your hand, fill it out, and then give it back to them. Does this look correct? Does this look like what we're talking about? And if they agree to it, it goes on the wall, and then the tile installer can double check with it on your job site and make sure everything makes sense. Now, if you fill this out and you hang it on the wall and the tile installer still doesn't get it right, well, at least you have a little recourse to say, hey, I think you need to rip this out and do this whole job again. I really made it painstakingly clear, and you still screwed it up. So hopefully this video has been helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've had tile install disasters, or what you would add to this sheet that's missing that could potentially get screwed up. So see you on the next video about organization. I'm Zach Detmore.